You got oh, we do have Cameron posting a whole bunch of videos this week. Okay. Then Armand, Finn posted a little bit. Finn dunking. Finn posted a 10-minute video of him trying to dunk. I like that. Is anyone here? You're here. It's all that matters, Leandre. All that matters, man. All right. What else do we have here? We got seriously so many videos of Cameron. And then Leandre with the athletic finish video. Nice. +7, -7. I like it. Blake Bastani. So we do have some more people posting. Great job. Again, we have a couple people on right now, and I am still working on getting the indoor gym. I do have the gym, I have the contract signed, everything like that, but I need enough people to do it for me to do it. So again, if you're interested in doing it, you have to sign up. All right. And you have to pay up front. So once we get enough people paid, which we need about 7 people, only 7 people. If we get 7 people per day, then we are good to go. And then we will be on the indoors together as a group. We'll be separated on the indoors, but we'll still be there together as a group, inspiring each other to push each other. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm also still working on your page for the NBA top moments. And the history of hoops is what I'm calling it. And let me think. I have all the things listed. I have, now I'm compiling all the images to put on the page. And then I'll need to add all the links as well. So that might take a while. What's up, Blake Bastani? All right. So again, I'm working on the hoops page, and I'm still working on getting the Tice Valley gym, enough people doing it. All right. Once we do that, then we will be back, and hopefully that's by September 1st. All right. So that's my date to be back to action with you guys in my presence. All right. At Tice Valley again. The sign up for it, you just have to sign up for the 6 o'clock workouts, which are actually half price for the PE classes right on the main page. You click on PE class, and then you go there. Where else am I? Let's go to the book now. All right. The quote of the day is, again, I only see 2 of you guys here. Again, that's enough for me. All right. I'll talk to you guys easily. All right. The quote of the day is relish the comeback. And as far as comebacks go, oh yeah, I love comebacks. But we just saw a couple. I know just maybe 10 minutes ago, the Phoenix Suns were playing against the Los Angeles Clippers, and Devin Booker hit a last-second shot, fadeaway shot to win the game, and just laid on the ground as everyone tackled him and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. He also hit a shot right before that to put them up by 2. So he had 2 clutch shots in a matter of 30 seconds. He's an extremely clutch basketball player, obviously. He's extremely good. But for his team, which is a pretty low team to take out a team like that, is a pretty huge accomplishment. He actually helps his team have a small chance to make the playoffs. So very, very big win. And again, you have to relish the comeback, because when you come back, it's something magical. All right. And the comeback that you're one day going to be a part of, when you're down by 20, down by 10, down by 5, and hitting that big shot to come back, or hitting those big shots to come back, it all starts right now when you're 8 years old, 10, 12, because you have to practice that shot right now over and over and over again. And when you hit it for your high school, for your college, and the pros, then you'll know all that work was worth it. And I assure you, the work that you put in for that, it's not exactly like running a liner. The work that you put in for the last second shots, that's some fun work. I think every single shot that I shot after school was a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 shot. In my mind, it was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There was no clock. There was no opponents. But I saw a clock. I saw opponents there, and I would jack it up, and I would always try to get up the best possible shot. And I would always play with that, which is again why I'm pretty good at the last second of games. And I relish the comeback. I relish those moments. So if you're down, start to get a smile on your face and realize that you're about to hit some kind of big time shot. All right. The elementary drill. One that we worked on today for Cameron. and we came for a private session. We worked on the swoop layup. All right, and for the swoop layup, he was having trouble with getting the ball down with the foot. You have to like match up when you're driving in. You can't be off. I know that some coaches, some players, they will notice bad players or that a player is bad before they notice why he's bad. They'll just be like, "Oh, that guy's not very good," or the referee will call a travel, and he's not quite sure why he traveled. It just looked funny. Right? And this is because you aren't precise with your dribbling and your steps. Your footwork isn't matching up with the ball. Your footwork and the ball aren't matching up with your eyes. All the stuff needs to match together. It's not matching up with when your hand slaps the ball together. So when we do our swoop layup, you come in, you have to dribble the ball with the same foot. Sorry, you have to dribble the ball with the opposite foot that is dribbling with the hand. So as you dribble the ball with the left hand and the ball's bouncing, the right foot will hit the ground at the same time. Then when I pound the ball up high, that's my next step. And I pound the ball together at the same time as my next step so that I can fully shoot my layup with the entirety of my back leg power swooping into it rather than being 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 seconds behind in that regard. All right. So if you understand that, maybe that will help you guys out. Who else do we have here? We have Blake, we have Leandre, we have one other person here. I don't know who it is, but it's somebody. All right. So again, the swoop layup, it needs to be the timing of it needs to be on, and you get better timing by doing jump roping, by actually practicing the actual swoop layup. So if you want an example of that, you can go to our website, Limitless Hoops. We can also get our book, which has the daily workouts in it. All right, the swoop layup again, it allows you to space out as well. So it allows smaller players to score on bigger players. And how you do that is instead of shooting a layup straight up, where your feet are below your head, which is below the ball. So if I stood straight up, my feet would be right here, my head and the ball would be right there. That's in a straight line. You don't want that. You want your feet to be right here and your head to be right here so that you're leaning forward, and you want the ball to be outstretched in front of you. So you're fully like that, so that you put an entire diagonal frame between the ball and the defender trying to block you from behind. All right. And when you do that, you reach, you just want to flick the ball up like this, not like this on the side, and definitely not like that. You're gonna have the ball like this and flick it up like that, so that it's straight. It has to be above your eyesight, but not too high, because again, you don't want anyone to be behind you blocking the ball. You want the ball out in front. So above your eyesight, not too low and not too high, so that it's close to the back of your head. You want the ball to be out as far as you can. All right, so you can create space between yourself and your defender. That's why we do the swoop layup. That's why we practice it. And you have to go pretty fast. If you want just your wrist to create that enough strength to get the ball up there, like take someone like Leandre, who's young. He's not strong enough to do that. He's not. He has to shoot the ball like this. He has to, or chuck it up like this. He's not strong enough to do that yet. But those of you guys who are strong enough, you guys don't do it. You guys are strong enough to do just this, yet you don't do it. Why? Because when you were younger, you developed all these bad habits. So it would be great if someone like Leandre could lower the basket to make the ball go in, or just not care if it goes out. All right, and I say the latter, because your mind will push the ball up harder and harder and harder if it sees the ball going short, if your mind is strong enough to handle that. All right, so when you guys are doing these swoop layups, since you don't have that much power, it's even more important that you sprint in there as fast as you possibly can. And when you sprint in there, getting the timing of the ball down with your opposite foot, hitting the ball up together with the next step, and then shooting it is even harder because you're going so fast. So just for the swoop, layup, chase, that's a very hard move. And we add the chaser when we play team basketball. We have someone running in from the help side trying to block you, so that you guys are on a collision course. All right, the other drills that you would do if you're elementary today would be the athletic, rebound to putback, meet the post on the break, all out deny great players, miss free throw on purpose, and then 10 plus seconds down by 3. The other one that I'll talk about is the meet the post on the break. Um, I'm putting together this entire like history of the NBA thing, and Shaquille O'Neal is a part of it, of course, right? He's big time. But when Shaq had someone underneath the basket, you've seen Giannis do it. He just turns around and dunks on you. Shaq would turn around and break the whole backboard. All right. And when you guarding him, the only way to guard him is before he gets that close to the basket. So when he's running down the court from half court, you have him in the perfect position. And you can't just wait till he gets on the block to start pushing him. You have to start on the 3-point line, maybe, or at the very least on the elbow. And you want to hold your ground and hold still. And no matter how much he weighs, no matter how less you weigh, if he displaces you, it's a foul. It's like a charge. So you make him stand up like this, and you make sure he can't go in front of you. So you play him off to the other side and hold your ground, so that when he hits you, if he runs you over, it's a foul. So when he hits you, he has to go around you. When he goes around you, he is now on the basket side of you, and then you're in front of him and the ball. So now have good position, but it started way before. You have to notice it starting at around half court or at the 3-point line at the very least. All right. So you hit the person and you make them go around you toward the ball side, not toward the ball side, toward the basket side, so that you're in front of them and the ball. All right. So you have to do your work beforehand, and that's how you meet someone on the on the break. All right. Meet the post on the break. Where else can I go? Let's go with the middle school right now. For middle school, we have 1-on-1, 5 seconds from half. 3-on-3, no dribbles. Post positioning on swing. Unintentional, intentional foul. Fouling with fouls to give. And up by 5 with 3 minutes left. All right. I like up by 5 with 3 minutes left. You have to protect the lead. All right. So when we get up by 5, 3 minutes left, it's a very important time in the game. Right? Because now you have to slow the game down, but at the same time, you want to still be aggressive enough to score. For those of you guys that are young enough before you get shot clocked, you literally don't have to shoot the ball. All right. So you keep the ball going, and you wait until you get the most wide open possible shots. And then you take it, then you play smart, you make sure that you get back. But you shouldn't be rushing the plays. You shouldn't be going in for 1-on-2 fast break. You should be a smart player by this time. Because again, you're up by 5 and there's 3 minutes to go. One play lasting a minute basically puts the game in the bag. All right. If you are playing with the shot clock where you have 30 seconds or 35 or whatever it may be, then you have to be a little bit smarter. All right. You have to use the clock, but don't lose the clock. So if there's 30 seconds, you want to get the ball around, swing it around, looking for a shot the entire time, but again, not too fast. And when there's about 15 seconds on the clock, then you want to start to get a little bit more aggressive. And you don't want to take a shot with just 2 seconds left on the clock, because then you're taking a bad shot probably. You want to make sure that you get the ball shot around the 15 to 5 second mark, so that you're creating good offense and that you're getting the best possible shot, but you're still using some of the clock. All right. But again, you guys won't get to that point until high school. For you guys, again, waste as much clock as possible without going overboard, because you still do want to be aggressive. You don't want to just turn off scoring until about like a minute left. All right. So you're still trying to score, but you can't shoot bad shots. And if you think that your shot's a good shot and you shoot it and you're like, yeah, and then you airball it, dude, stop it. That's crazy. All right, not this time. Only when you feel like yourself stepping into a shot and you feel that it's a great shot. Not when you just go, I'm bored, let me just chuck up a shot. All right, not then. Why does nobody do the live stream anymore? For the same reasons that nobody does the homework videos. The same reason why nobody from your high school will go to the NBA. No, very, very few people like hard work. All right. And stuff goes in, stuff goes out. And sometimes people want to work hard, sometimes people don't. So it wanes. Right now we have a few people on vacation. because it's the first and second weeks of August, like we do every year. Uh, um, and you just can't worry about that too much. All right. But what's going to happen is usually what happens is when you lose momentum, like if we had 100 people on here, it would be like cracking. People would be like, "Oh, I love this thing." Know that that will happen one day. But those are the easy days. I asked Momo. She was really nervous to go out to Georgia to play basketball because she hadn't worked out in like 2 months, and Gavin's gone, but everyone else is too. Yeah. So she was very nervous to go out there because she hadn't worked out in 2 months. And I asked her, I said, "Hey, listen, if we were outside your house working out on your court, would you come outside to work out?" And she's like, "Of course I would." So I was like, "So don't worry about it." Basically, I told her, "You're not a basketball player. You're a friend. You like to have friends." All right. And a lot of great basketball players, they were basically like, I don't want to say losers, but they didn't have friends. Their friend was basketball. All right. And because a lot of times you're just going to be alone basketball. So the road to greatness is a very lonely road. So if you can't deal with other people not being there, you probably won't be great at basketball. If you need your friends there, if you worry about them not being there, you're not going to be great at basketball. It's basically what your parents say when they say peer pressure isn't good. Like when your friends are like, "Hey, let's go smoke," or "Hey, let's go drink," stuff like that. You can't give in to peer pressure because the majority of kids are going to give into it because it's a very hard thing to go against the grain. And for basketball, your friends will always tell you, I promise you, no matter what level you're on, your friends will tell you, "Hey, let's not work out today. Let's party. Let's let's sleep in. Let's do all these other things." And that's what makes basketball so great is that you don't have to be too special to be great at basketball. All you have to do is just try harder than everyone else because I assure you, if everyone on earth, like 7 billion people, tried their hardest at basketball, and they all went out there every single day and worked for 5 hours a day, I would have never had a job playing basketball overseas. I would have had zero chance if everyone worked their hardest. So thank God people didn't work their hardest. It allowed me to win 2 state championships, 3 player of the years. Allowed me to go to D1 basketball. Allowed me to play professional basketball for years. It allows me to have a basketball program and do basketball for my entire life. So I say thank God no one's here for this live stream to learn a little bit. Now I haven't talked about the stuff like I'm supposed to because I'm talking to you about this. But right now you have a chance to learn things that other people aren't having a chance to learn. We'll see you later, Leandre. All right. So now it's only Blake here. So whatever I'm about to say now, only you will hear it. All right, Blake. All right. So you can take this as a more of a head start, or you can be super sad that no one's here. All right. Anyways, the other one that I want to talk about again was up by 5 with 3 minutes left. We talked about that. Now fouling with fouls to give. All right. Fouling with fouls to give. When you are, let's say that there's like that there's like a minute left in the game or 2 minutes left in the game and you're losing, and you realize that there's only like, let's say like about 4 team fouls. You need 7 team fouls to be in the penalty. Now you don't normally want to foul, but if your team is down by like, let's say 2 or 3, and there was 3 seconds left, and you fouled them, but then instead of shooting free throws, they just took the ball out of bounds, and then you fouled them again, and they just took the ball out of bounds, they would be wasting so much time when you just want them to shoot their free throws so you can have the ball again, right? You have to think about that early with like 2 minutes left, a minute and a half, or a minute left. So if you're down by, again, if you have 4 team fouls or 3 team fouls or 2 team fouls, you need to get all your fouls out the way. So you have to have a person who isn't in foul trouble go out there and foul them immediately so that you get your foul numbers up to about 5 or 6, probably 6, sometimes 5. It depends on how sure you are if you have to foul. Because if you go 6 and you accidentally foul, now they're shooting free throws. So if you need them to be in the bonus so that you can make sure that you can get the ball back whenever you want to, make sure that you get your fouls up to that 5, 6 foul level so that you guys are in the bonus. And then when there's 20 seconds left, they can't just run out the clock with you fouling them 5 times to get to the bonus and the game's over. So that's how you foul when there's fouls to give. It's a very nuanced thing, but if you understand that, let me know in the comment section. Okay, fouling when there's fouls to give, and if you watch the NBA, they will do this occasionally. So if you're a fan of basketball, you've seen this before. It's fouling with fouls to give to ensure that you're close to being in the bonus, so that they can't waste time at the end of the game. Conversely, the opposite. If we have, let's say, only 2 fouls in the other team, and there's 40 seconds left, hold the ball and make them foul you. Because when they foul you with, let's say, 30 seconds left, and you have only 2 team fouls with them, they foul you once, take the ball out, pass it in, wait for like 5 seconds, then they foul you twice. That's 25 seconds on the clock. Then you take it out again, 5 seconds run by again. Now, each time that they foul you, it takes 5 seconds off the clock. By the end, there's like 2 seconds left, and then you shoot your free throws, miss them, make them, who cares? They have to shoot a full court shot. So you can use this against the team as well. So having few fouls isn't always a good thing. So if I ever say get foul with fouls to give, that's what I mean. Next one is high school. We have clockwork passing drill, zone cutting, ball and hold drill, jump ball positioning, taking the last shot, and post entry plus kick out. The one that I want to talk about here is, I would say ball and hold. I know if it's basically, if you are not already in bonus, you need to get closer by fouling, but not on shots. Yes, you don't want to foul them on shots. Good job, Blake. All right, the one that I was talking about, though, is the ball and hold drill. For the ball and hold drill, again, it's mainly just understanding that there's 3 people on the team crashing for the rebound when you shoot it, but there's 2 other people playing a game, and it's ball, the person that stops the ball and slows down the ball, and hold. Hold is the person that runs back to half court during that shot to ensure that there's not a 1-on-0, 2-on-0 fast break, and they just turn them in the end. The one tricky part about this, besides the fact that we need to communicate and make sure that we know who these 2 people are all the time, the one tricky part is if the whole person shoots a shot from below the free throw line. If they shoot from the top of the key, they can still get back. But if they shoot from the corner, or if they drive to the inside and shoot, or if they happen to drive to the inside and kick, and that person shoots, the ball person needs to get whole. So that level of communication is a lot harder than I thought it was. We kind of just understood it in college, but for you guys, it's hard to kind of tell you what's going on during the course of the game, and to have you guys remember it during the course of a game, because there's so many things happening around you that you guys just forget it, or maybe you're not that smart. I don't know what the thing is, but you guys will forget it, or maybe you don't talk loud enough. I don't know what it is, but we need to make sure that we have a whole person and a ball person. And with all this time spent away from basketball, like everyone's not doing team basketball right now. They're only doing, like shots on their own in their driveway, maybe, right? There's going to be so much disconnect. And for something that complicated like ball and hold, if you can understand that now more than you understood it pre-quarantine, then you have a chance to put our team together at a faster rate so that we can beat some of these people. All right. So again, if you don't understand that, let me know in the comment section. But the ball and hold is a very important part, and you have to remember it during games and then get it so that we can make sure that they're less likely to have a chance to beat us. Because if they go on 2-on-0 fast breaks, 3-on-0 fast breaks over the course of a game, they're probably going to score, like, let's say 40 points. Now, if they go 3 against 1 instead of 3 against 0, 3 against 1, yeah, they're going to score on you most of the time, but it won't be 100% of the time, right? Let's just say that it's 75% of the time. And so instead of scoring 40 points, you took away 25% of those buckets, which is 10 points. So that's basically like you scoring 10 points for your team. If you can take away half those points, now you score 20 points for your team. You won't ever see it on the box score, but stopping those fast breaks and making sure that they're shooting the shot over you instead of just like around you, and making some of the misses miss, it's just like scoring points. And if you can do it all the time, now you're averaging, 20 points on defense, and then you actually score 10 points a game, you're a 30-point per game person. You're like James Harden, basically. And a coach like me, or a coach like maybe a D1 coach, they would be able to see that. So doing the small things like this, like taking charges, getting loose balls, they add up points that you don't see in the box score, but other people will see those things. Smart basketball players will definitely see those things, and I would need those players on my team. I would want to recruit them. I would want them on my high school team. All right, and in the end, you just win a lot more games. All right, so realize that this is one of those intangibles that you want to be able to do. All right, the motivational quote of the day is: if the other team rebounds your missed shots, if you shoot a shot and the other team rebounds your missed shot, they're now 90 feet away from the hoop. Why? Because the basketball court is 90 feet away. You like them there. That's good. If you turn it over, however, like around like half court, you may still chase them down. It's possible for you to chase them down and do a LeBron James block, right? If you get blocked on a shot, if they block a shot out of bounds, it's embarrassing, but it's still your ball usually. All right. But if you give up an offensive rebound, if they shoot the ball on their end and they get the ball right there is no worse thing in basketball because they are now just inches away from their baskets. All right. And there's no mistake greater, including kicking the ball out of bounds, including getting the technical, whatever, because they have to shoot from the free throw line then. But if they get their own offensive rebound, they're right by the basket. So you have to understand how important stopping offensive rebounds is. All right. How important is it to stop offensive rebounds? It's an enormous thing. So you need to box out every single time. All right. It's better to get a turnover. Exactly. All right. So let's make sure that we rebound, and you have to, before you work on your shots, I don't care if you miss shots. Before you work on your ball handling, I don't care about that. Before you work on knowing the plays, don't care about that. Before you work on guarding your man, even, don't care about that even. You need to box out. When they shoot a shot, you need to hit your man. That's the first thing I'm looking for. And if you can do that, you get playing time from me. If you can't do that, I can't play you. All right. If you can do that, that's all you really need to do is to keep your man off the board. Because if we can do that, most teams don't make their first shot. They're not climbing over your backs for rebounds. If you can just hit them side to side and keep them off the offensive glass, and you get the defensive rebound, you have now drastically changed the entire game. Then from there, it's can we break a press? Then way after that is can we make a basket? All right. So those of you guys who are obsessed with just shooting shots like Blake, all right, that's the last thing that I care about. Because if we can't break the press, you'll never get your shots. If we can't get the defensive rebound, we'll never have a chance to break a press. All right. So the very, 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 very last thing that you should be practicing is your jump shot. We need to get stronger. We need to be smarter to understand the box out. It's a very easy concept. All right. And we need to get better at ball handling so we can break a press. We need to know what we're doing. And then we need to be able to make shots. All right. So again, don't just practice shooting. All right. Anyways, what movie do you have, Blake? You got Invictus. Invictus. Let's look up the movie real quick. I believe it stars Matt Damon, and it's a rugby movie. Let's see how good this movie is. Invictus is 2009, and film right there. Oh, Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman. Oh, okay. And the guy plays Nelson Mandela. I do remember this. So Nelson Mandela, you can get like your mom to probably watch this with you. Nelson Mandela is like Martin Luther King for Africa. He's like enormously big. They've sent him to jail for like 20 years, and he came out and like forgave everybody. He's one of the main reasons that apartheid ended. Apartheid was when they separated blacks and whites in Africa. And he did it, major part that he did it with sport. And he used rugby as a sport. And Matt Damon is in this movie. And it's a pretty deep movie, but pretty good movie as well. Let's see the reception. You got 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's pretty good. Um, I think Nelson Mandela might have still been alive during this movie. I think he saw it. Let me check that real quick. Um, Nelson Mandela. Let's see when he died. Yep, he died like right when the movie was made too. So I think he saw the movie too. So it's a rugby movie based on like the apartheid movement, and it's a very very deep movie. Your parents can understand. Can probably You can probably do a book report for this thing. It's a pretty good movie, pretty deep. Anyways, I'm about to leave. I'll see you guys for the. I'll see you, two people, for the isolation workout. I've always wondered why it's called Rotten Tomatoes. Not a good thing. Rotten Tomatoes is just the bad part of it, but this one did not get Rotten Tomatoes. It got a good score. Anyways, I'll see you later, man. Peace.